groceries. I'm sitting here at one of my most favorite stores, Walmart. Actually, I'm going to buy some stock in Walmart. I need to. Hallelujah. Because I spend a lot of money there, but I love that store. Anywho, so the title of this blog today, and I'm going to be real quick, is ID Please. ID Please? Ma'am? Sir? ID Please? Have you ever went to a place, right? Let me see how many of y'all gonna keep it real with me. Have you ever went somewhere and maybe purchased an alcoholic beverage or, I don't know, cigarettes or whatever, wherever they card you, or maybe you go into a club or let's say an establishment, okay? Maybe not a club, but let's say you went there and they carded you. Now, for people like me, my age, we may be flattered. Oh my gosh, like, really? You're carding me? We happily will give that ID. But for those of us that maybe younger, we're like, are you kidding me? Be taking offense to it. But as you get to my age, I think we be flattered by stuff like that. But anywho, this message today is basically about role reversals. I know when you saw the title, ID Please, you had no idea what I would be talking about, but really it's about role reversals. Because if you think about it, our identity is basically comprised of the roles that we play in life. And for many of us, we begin to have issues when the role switches or there's a role reversal. And I'll just give you a little snippet of my history and my testimony. At one point, I pastored my own church for 3 years. And with that being said, I pastored, but when the church was no longer, and I was no longer the pastor of that ministry, I didn't know what to do with myself. Come on now. I didn't. That was a major part of my identity. My identity had become comprised of being a pastor, one, mother, wife, sister. But being a pastor, a leader, that's a big role. That's a big chunk of identity. You have a lot of responsibilities. And even to be a pastor, to be a leader, first, number one, the fact that you're called, you got to be called. Come on now, we know some ain't, but you need to be called and chosen. And the fact that God would choose me to do that type of work, that he would trust me with the lives of other individuals was amazing. But when I was no longer in that role, I had an issue with my identity. I had somewhat of an identity crisis. And with identity crisis comes some depression, right? You don't know who you are. You don't know what to do with yourself. It was tough. It was really tough. It was hard. And the only way I made it through was by the grace of God and having people that I could talk to about that, people that understood that I was in a role reversal. Now, some of you may have experienced this as your children go away to college. They call it the empty nest syndrome. Yeah. My son getting ready to go away to college and look at his face. I don't think I'm going to have no empty nest syndrome. Well, I can't anyway because my daughter be there. But anywho, for some of you, you may have lost a loved one. May have lost a child. May have lost a job. You probably have had a child or whatever. There are a variety of different things that happen in our life that begins to switch those roles. We have role reversals. But here's the thing. We all will go through role reversals. That's not the main issue. But the main issue is we got to know who we are. Come on now, somebody. We have to know our identity besides the roles that we play. See, my issue was that I was a pastor, woman of God, Pastor Ralston, feed the sheep, blah, blah, blah. And then when I didn't have that as one of my roles, my identity began to suffer. Other aspects of my life began to suffer because I forgot who I was. That was a role. That was not my identity. Come on, somebody. That was a role that I play in life, just like a wife, just like a mother, but it's not who I am. It ain't like God said, well, I only love you as Pastor Angela, Pastor Alston. He still loved me as Angela. He still loved me as Margaret's daughter. He still loved me as my children's mother. He still loves me as my husband's wife. Come on, somebody. ID, please. Gonna get carded, y'all. Gonna get carded. It's very, very, very important for us to realize that we will have role reversals. We all do experience them. And for some of us, those role reversals were very tough. For some of us, they were forced on us. When you are widowed, that's forced on you. When you lose a child or, something like that, that's forced on you. We love the roles that we're in. I love the role as a wife. I love the role as a mom. I love the role as a pastor. But when that role as a pastor I felt was taken away from me, I didn't know how to deal with that. Even though I knew that time was coming, I didn't realize that my identity had become all encompassed in my role as a pastor. So I just wanted to get on here really quick today and just say, be mindful of who you are. ID, please. Your identity is not your role. Can I say that again? I'm going to say that again. Your identity, your ID, is not your role. Once we can come to realize that, we'll have an easier time in transitioning. And I just got to say, I know y'all probably can see this, or y'all can't see all of it. This is my shirt, y'all, Breaking Free Ministries. Shout out to Pastor Stacy Birdsong for doing the shirt for me. Holla, holla, holla. So I pray that you all enjoy the rest of your day. And remember, if you are struggling in this area of life transitions, if you are struggling in this area of role reversals and identity, reach out to us at www.break-and-freeministries.com. We are there to assist you, to help you, to counsel you through, to help you to get through that transition in life and to come out on the other side knowing who you are and whose you are versus the roles you play in life. God bless y'all. Love you. Have a blessed day.